Okay, hey guys, so I'm back from the Philippines and I was in the Philippines for about 2 to 3 weeks. This trip was actually meant for me to take a break away from work as well as, editing videos and, putting up videos on my channel. However, after experiencing the whole thing, I knew I just had to share with you guys the whole Philippines culture, the whole basketball culture that I had when I was there. So, what better way to do it than to play with the locals there? So I actually mainly visited the Palawan. So in Palawan, I was there for four main areas. One was Puerto Princesa, moved up to Port Barton, next to El Nido, and then finally finished off in Coron. So after this trip, I really got inspired to play basketball in more than just one country, Singapore. I want to play basketball in every single country that I visit, to use basketball as that common language, to understand their culture as well as connect with the locals whenever I visit a new country. So let's get started for this video. So I hope you guys like this one. We actually started off in Puerto Princesa, and in Puerto Princesa, the first basketball court that I chanced upon was actually at a craft beer brewery that we visited on our first night there. Shout out to Dave, the bartender, for the hospitality as well as giving us the tips that we need for the rest of our trip. So the way that we traveled around the island was through this thing called a tricycle. It's something similar to a tuk-tuk, and something interesting was that the way that they top up their petrol, because there are like petrol kiosks like all over the place. However, it's a bit of the in the rural areas that you might not find a petrol kiosk. So there are like small shops, having petrol stored in glass bottles that you could purchase and just top up as and when you need it. On our way back from one of our island trips, right, there was a sheltered basketball court nearby. So I stopped our driver. Our driver's name is called George. So he was more than happy to stop, and he even joined us for the games. So mainly we played with kids at the court, but they were so eager and happy to play together. However, after a couple of games, we had to cut the game short so that we could head back before it started to rain. So the next court that I had was another court nearby. We were drinking at the brewery, at a craft beer place, and I could hear like the squeaking of shoes as well as whistles in the background. So I knew that there was a game ongoing. So I asked Dave, is there like a game nearby? Then he told me saying that there is a weekly league ongoing. So I headed over, and by the time I reached there, it was the last quarter. So I just took some time to watch the game, and I think it was really nice to see, the whole league. They had like referees officiating the games, teams on both sides with jerseys. So moving on to Port Barton, and in Port Barton, we actually saw many different courts there, but one of the more interesting ones was when our tour guides actually brought us to his uncle's place to rest for a bit, and there it was, a basketball court right at the backyard. So at that court, I knew I had to get Marco and Roel, both our tour guides, to play a game together. Both of them were basketball players when they were in university, and they even played on the same team together. So we had a game of one-on-ones, first to three, and I absolutely got destroyed. So that was really fun. Oh, I also must give a shout out to this place that is called Flava Rosa, owned by Jojo and Olive. They hosted us so well. They even offered a place for us to stay if we ever do come back. After Port Barton, we moved up to El Nido. We were actually going for dinner, and we actually saw a bunch of people, watching something on the side. So when I went over and I saw there was a basketball game ongoing, I immediately wanted to get myself involved. So I asked one of the guys at the front if I could play a game. So immediately they got two guys to join me, and we were up for the next game. So during that game, I got a couple of shots in, and if you look at the court, and it was even like sloping downwards a bit. So that was definitely an experience for me, and a really fun time, and really shows you how rugged the game can get and when you're in the Philippines. Like, I'm pretty sure they were giving me chance by not pushing me too much, just because I'm not a local. But I could see the games, before that they were really pushing each other and getting a bit rough during the games. So in El Nido, we also had this basketball court that is nearby our hotel that we walk by every morning. Usually in the morning there will be kids playing, but during one of our last evenings in El Nido, we saw that there was a league ongoing, and it was really interesting because they had commentators, they had a full audience on the sidelines, and even though it was raining, the floor was wet, the teams on both sides were going super hard, and it was as if like the floor was dry.
Pipiga ngayon, tumira muli ng 2. Ay, Madraso. Pulupot ngayon sumasalaksak. Good for 6, 5, 4.
And the last place that we visited was in Coron. So in Coron, there was a couple of basketball courts that we saw as well, and there was this particular basketball rim that we chanced upon on our way back from the beach. It was a makeshift basketball rim that was attached to a tree, and we saw a basketball at the foot of the rim. So again, I stopped our driver to give us a couple of shots, got him to come in and take a couple of shots as well, and even someone from the nearby houses came out to see what's happening and joined us to shoot some hoops together. So that was fun. And during one of the last nights in Coron, I knew I wanted to play a proper basketball game at a court. So we found this basketball court nearby the pier where the ships would dock their boats there. And when I was there, I brought down my basketball that I brought down all the way from Singapore, pumped it up there. There was a whole bunch of guys already playing, so I, again asked somebody if I could join in, and again they brought me in immediately, asking for a substitute. So next thing I knew, I was already playing the game, a full court game with the people there. So after that game, we also even played a 3-on-3, a half court 3v3, and I had my friend Alex, all the way from France, that I met a couple of days ago to join in. So as the sun sets behind us, the 3-on-3 started, and this time there were stakes involved. So they suggested that loser would buy drinks, so we were up for that. So let's see some highlights from the evening. Okay, so if you like what you see and you like my channel, do remember to subscribe and do let me know down in the comments what else do you want to see on my channel. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.